As young adults in today's society, we've all encountered the challenge of finding a job. Not easy, right? According to the article, with 27% unemployment, jobs crisis hits ex-prisoners the hardest, uploaded on September 4th, 2018 by Steve Horn on the website Prison Legal News, shows that over 27% of an estimated 5 million ex-offenders nationwide are unemployed, or around 1,350,000 people, as compared with just 5.2% unemployment for just your general public peers. Chances are you or someone that you know that's close to you has either been to jail or prison at some point. And if they're close to you, you'd want them to have a better life and better opportunities once they've served their time in prison. According to the Washington Post article, almost half of U.S. adults have seen a family member jailed, study shows, by Rachel Weiner, published on September 6, 2018. She further says that 1 in 2 adults in the United States have seen an immediate family member behind bars for at least a year. For 1 in 34 adults, that family member has been behind bars for a decade or longer. And 6.5 million adults, 1 in 38, currently have an immediate family member incarcerated. Ex-offenders should be given better opportunities to find jobs after prison time. North Carolina needs to implement the ban-the-box policy, such as other states have, to encourage ex-inmates to stay out of prison. Today, I'm going to elaborate on why ex-offenders should be given jobs after prison time by first explaining of why they currently cannot have these jobs. Next, I will propose how society can provide these opportunities for them. And last, I will explain what the world will look like if this happens. To understand why we must improve these opportunities for these people, we must first examine why this happens to them currently. Employers discriminate or stereotype convicted felons, which means that they are less likely to be hired. According to the Prison Policy Initiative website dated July 2018, Kalau and Cox state that employers discriminate even if they claim not to. And according to the Wharton University of Pennsylvania Public Policy Initiative, published on August 20th, 2017, quotes that people convicted of a felony have difficulty finding employment, and a record of a felony conviction reduces the likelihood of an employer calling the applicant back by 50%. That's, as it shows, exactly half of the general public, which is a pretty good cut of the people just by having a criminal record. For instance, according to the article Out of Prison and Out of Work, Reach for Former Inmates, on CNN Business by Tanzina Vega on October 30th, 2015, 40-year-old John Jones spent 1/3 of his life behind bars. After charged as a 16-year-old, he struggled to find a job. However, after some searching and after some work, he finally found one, but it was difficult. Later, though, after his second charge, he really struggled to even get callbacks from employers with the box on the online applications. The article says that Jones applied for jobs and even contacted multiple temp agencies, desperately looking for any type of a job, and no one called him back. If not provided better opportunities in the outside world, prison life becomes easier and more of an initiative for prisoners to return back to prison. A lot of these needs that are basic for you and I are not provided in some of these people's lives. And as sad as it is, this is the only place that they have to return for your basic essentials, such as meals, shelter, clothes, and even a planned schedule for the day. We look at, because of the struggles of making their way of living, this becomes their only way of getting these types of essentials. According to the article, It Still Haunts Me, What It's Like to Get a Job After Prison Time in America, Business Insider by Elena Hollandy on July 30th, 2017, quotes from ex-offender Gerald Alvarez, saying that a few days after prison he felt nervous, but 2 years after prison he was worried that he was never going to accomplish anything, and would eventually go back to dealing life of drugs. He said, and I quote, "The outside world was like a culture shock." He says he almost felt more secure in prison. He knew how things worked there and when meals would come, etc. The article continues to say that having a criminal record makes it difficult to get good, stable jobs in the United States. This is why North Carolina needs to implement a solution to help. North Carolina needs to implement the ban-the-box proposal, such as other states have, to encourage ex-inmates to stay out of prison to help create better lives for not only themselves but for others around them. North Carolina does not currently have ban-the-box legislation. As you can see in the picture depicted over to your left, the blue states are ones that have implemented ban-the-box, whereas you can see are the majority of the United States. However, in the gray boxes, these are the states who have not implemented ban-the-box yet. And you can see North Carolina over at the East Coast is in the gray area, thus meaning we have not. According to the previously cited article, It Still Haunts Me, What It's Like to Get a Job After Prison in America, there have recently been a slew on ban-the-box policies, aiming at removing the tick boxes on online job applications asking about a person's criminal history. The thinking is that removing the box will stop employers from discriminating against felons, and a study by AEI's Daniel Shogg and Stan Vogler found that ban-the-box in other states actually increased employment in high-crime neighborhoods by up to 4%. And when talking about unemployment, 4% is quite a lot. The negative self-fulfilling prophecy that ex-offenders can have as a result from the difficulty for them to be able to find better jobs for themselves can have a major effect on one's life choices. But if this changes, it will change everyone's lives for the future. Within foreseeing our future, as callback rates increase, criminality rates should decrease. As depicted in the model over here, you can see that criminal history over to your left with very low statistical numbers. But when you transition over to the right where you see post-ban-the-box, in where states that have ban-the-box already, you can see that just from here to here, the statistical numbers have drastically increased. Ex-offenders will be less likely to go back to prison if they know that they have a better chance on the outside world statistically. And they'll have more of a motive to stay out of prison and therefore will have a less threat to society. We ourselves can take action to make this happen. Educate yourself on people's lives in these positions. And propose legislation to pass and enact ban-the-box policy in North Carolina. And also look at what the ex-offenders have done and try to improve themselves and the desire that they have for a better life. If you're an employer, that's what you need to do. Also, consider what the crime actually is instead of the sole fact that there is crime. Instead of just looking at somebody's application and saying they have a criminal record, I'm just going to exclude them from even my consideration of employment. Giving them better opportunities will open doors for them in their future and will affect the well-being of others around them as well. Ex-offenders who have served their time in incarceration deserve another chance at improving their lives and their families. We, as society, can start by proposing legislation to policymakers on ban-the-box to create some type of initiative for these people. They should be given better opportunities to find jobs after they've served their time so they will want to stay out of incarceration. We need to put more effort into the judgment of our fellow members of society to achieve an equal and safer community for everyone. Societal change is not by no means easy, but our individual mentality is. So by changing one mentality, we can change many. Thank you.